In the workshop, a Cotswold Heritage Atlas steam plant part 7, finishing the steam turret components and silver soldering them together. I'm about to tap the holes for the steam valves, the whistle and the steam inlet. To do this I'm going to use one of these. This is a tap guide. I made a few of these a while back and they're very useful things to have. They make sure that the tap actually enters the hole at 90 degrees to the work. These are so incredibly useful for a variety of jobs in the workshop. And if you're a beginner to model engineering and you just bought your first lathe, well, here's your first project. Very simple to make and worth the weight in gold. I've made tap guides like this for the common sizes that I use frequently, such as 1/4 of an inch, 5/16 of an inch and 3/8 of an inch. It's time to clean up the crossbar and now it looks like this. But before I continue and silver solder all these parts together, I need to first of all drill and then tap some holes in the columns so I can bolt them to the baseboard. The usual process: use a centre drill first, then use a tapping size twist drill. This is 5/32 of an inch, which is tapping size for a 2BA thread. With a 2BA tap fitted into the tailstock chuck, I'm rotating the large chuck with my hand. But I got fed up of doing that, so I put the lathe into back gear to slow it right down, and here I'm actually tapping under power. After I tap the hole a sufficient depth, I put the lathe into reverse and automatically the tap comes out the other way. Now I'm braving the cold in the outer part of the workshop by the door, and I'm working on the other end of the columns. I'm shortening the location registers because I'd left them a little bit too long. Time for silver soldering. This is Easy Flow number 2 flux, and I'll be using Silver Flow 55 silver solder. When silver soldering, there are 3 simple rules that you mustn't break. Rule 1. The parts must be clean. Rule 2. Apply plenty of clean flux. And Rule 3. Make sure you have sufficient heat. These are not very large parts that I'm silver soldering together, so my standard blowtorch nozzle will be fine. It's marginally underpowered though. Really, I should have used the next size up, but it will be okay. It's just going to take slightly longer to get the parts to the correct temperature. I've applied the silver solder too early, and that way you can see it flash around the joint when the brass parts reach the correct temperature. There's a specific time when you need to apply the silver solder, and the secret is to watch the flux. When the flux takes on a watery appearance, just touch the silver solder onto the joint, and it will suddenly flash around the joint by what's called capillary action. I've made a few silver soldering videos and all of them are available to view on YouTube. I made one of them where I was silver soldering a copper pipe. The capillary action was really noticeable. Well, it's fairly noticeable here. I'm putting too much silver solder on, I freely admit that. But on certain models it's good to use a fillet of silver solder that when it's painted looks like welding. But I'm not going to go mad on this because this isn't going to be painted. If you have a look at the colour of the brass, you'll see that it's red, it's glowing nicely, it's very hot, but it's not bright red. I don't want to melt the brass. Don't forget, brass melts at a fairly low temperature, and if you get it really bright red, suddenly it just drops from together. And once again, as usual, I'm speaking from experience. While we're just watching this metal heat up, I thought I would take the opportunity to tell you something. When people write in, that's a good thing. When people are offensive, that's a bad thing. But unfortunately, if anyone includes a link, I automatically do not allow it on the channel. People do occasionally send me good links, but it's a policy that I have that I do not allow links on the channel. You cannot tell just by looking at a link where the link's going to take you when you click on it. Even though I've mentioned it before, I'm mentioning it again. But some viewers continue to send me links. After you've finished silver soldering, turn the gas off. Let the part cool for a while and then quench it in some water. Do not put it in the water if it's still red hot. The thermal shock of the hot metal meeting the water gets rid of some of the scale and some of the flux deposits. But the best way to remove flux deposits is to put it in the acid bath. And I'm really fed up because these bones are not dissolving. But every cloud has a silver lining. I'm using this collection of bones to help me deposit the part into the acid bath. And after that I'll stick it back in the acid so it can continue dissolving. That's it for this episode. Thanks for watching and I hope you found it useful.